Reports are also saying that Farley directly confronted Harry and kicked him from one of the major company events after getting to know that Harry had recently made millions through his non-profit Archewell. As many know, Prince Harry stepped back from senior royal duties with his wife, Meghan Markle, in a move to California in 2020. Since moving to the U.S., it is in the United States where Harry and Meghan filed a non-profit under the organization Archewell, which includes issues concerning mental health support and racial justice. Although the aims of Archewell seem noble, questions did hover over how it would earn money and how, in a personal capacity, Harry and Meghan might make money out of a non-profit outfit. Up until now, details around Archewell's revenues and expenses have not been made public. However, Daily Mail has seen leaked papers that show how Archewell raked in around £10 million in 2021 alone. The same documents also indicated that huge salaries were going to Harry and Meghan, with Harry taking home £1.5 million, while Meghan gets to walk away with £900,000. Critics, however, note that these two executives have taken a considerable amount, considering the high figures are for what is styled as non-profit leadership and raise a red flag on the point of potential impropriety. Most recently, for example, he had even appeared at a major press event in London hosted by the Ford Motor Company. Ford announced a major investment in Britain of £21 billion over the next few years, delivering tens of thousands of jobs as the UK electrifies its vehicles. As a guest at the high-profile event, Harry was seated with top Ford executives including CEO Jim Farley. But during the press conference portion of the event, things took an unexpected turn. From the fronts of the newspapers, questions followed from the journalists present, one of the reporters asking Jim Farley what he thought of Harry making millions out of Archewell, considering the ethical standards of the non-profit sector. Literally, Farley was taken aback by the question and looked in the direction of Harry, who wasn't far from him. In answer to the question, Farley didn't answer yes or no, but indicated that he would really appreciate even further acknowledgement of the announcement of the Ford investment. According to one source, as soon as the press conference was over, Farley marched right over to Harry and told him to get out of there post-haste. An onlooker said Farley had told Harry, "You need to get out now. I will not have the press hounding me about your money matters." So Farley asking him to take off at once had left Harry quite flabbergasted. He protested, affirming that he is Ford's guest, but Farley didn't hear any of it. He then called security, and Harry was thrown out of the event literally. This would be highly embarrassing in the public domain to Harry just hours before sitting with top Ford brass. Word of the confrontation, of course, spread like wildfire within media circles in London. The next day, Jim Farley released an asinine statement, justifying the decision. He said, "While worthwhile, it is the case that initiatives to support mental health are not my priority, rather, my priority is Ford's business and securing UK jobs. I am not going to expose this work to bad press." An Archewell representative said they were disappointed that Harry had not been treated better but said they respected Ford had the right to protect its brand. They insisted Archewell operates ethically and its finances are appropriate. However, industry watchers view this move as another blow to Harry's post-royal reputation. The event ties to the royal family and raises new optics around any corporate ties involving the Duke. It shows the reluctance of companies to have negative press connected to their brands. Details emerged that Archewell made close to $10 million last year while paying him a $1.5 million salary. The funds also add to the reports of cash injections into Archewell from Prince Harry's lucrative podcast deal with Spotify and his equally lucrative commercial deal with Netflix, understood to be potentially worth up to $130 million. A spokesman for Ford said after the event, "This has even more sparked the discussion of the boundary between a non-profit and a personal profit for the celebrities who establish such foundations. No matter how noble the causes are, there comes a point where transparency, and even possible impropriety that may be raised from both the public and the business community. It is also another blow to Harry's attempts to establish himself outside the palace walls after Megxit. This episode does really expose that as a non-working royal dependent on others to get the invites, corporate interests may simply steer clear due to perception risks. But, at the end of the day, these laudable goals of mental health support from Archewell really come down to just how finances are managed and distributed. Anything hinting at profiteering, on a personal level, from charitable initiatives has the potential to continue hamstringing new partnership building. Harry and Meghan have a continued PR challenge on their hands to satisfy critics.